Good day, everyone. Welcome. Today, I will discuss factoring polynomials. And the objective for today is to factor completely different types of polynomials. A, polynomials with common monomial factor, and B, difference of two squares. But before that, I will show you pictures. What is common to the following pictures? We have roses, a pair of shoes, and an apple. Yes, their color. And their color is red. Next pictures, we have donuts, breads, and pasta. They are foods, and these foods are sources of carbohydrate. Next, we have 3, 6, and 9. They are all divisible by 3. Next, A, 3A, and 5A. They all have a common variable, which is A. Just like in English and science, we have also commonalities in algebra. And these commonalities is what we call the greatest common factor. And what is a greatest common factor? The greatest common factor, or the GCF, of two or more numbers is the greatest number that is the factor of each given numbers. And how do we find for the GCF? One way to find the GCF of two or more numbers is by using prime factorization. For example, find the GCF of 8 and 12. For 8, we have 2 times 2 times 2. And for 12, we have 2 times 2 times 3. And then, find the common factors between 8 and 12. We have there 2 and 2. Another one, we have 2 and 2. Okay. Is 3 common between 8 and 12? No, therefore, 3 is not a common factor. The GCF, therefore, is, we're going to multiply their common factors. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Okay, so the GCF is 4. Next one. Find the GCF of x squared and x cubed. Can we use prime factorization for x squared and x cubed? No. Okay. For x squared, what does it mean? X squared means we're going to multiply x 2 times. So you have x times x. And for x cubed, we have to multiply x 3 times. And that is x times x times x. And the common factor between x squared and x cubed, okay, so you have x times x is equal to x squared. In other words, in finding the GCF of the variables, we will look for the common factors and the one with the lowest exponent. And the lowest exponent between x squared and x cubed is 2. That's why the GCF is x squared. Okay. Let us review the following terms. We have polynomial. Polynomial comes from Latin Greek words. So, two words, Latin and Greek. Poly, it is a Greek word meaning many. And for nomen, it is a Latin word meaning name or term. Therefore, polynomial means many. A polynomial is an expression where each term is a constant, a variable, or product of a constant and a variable. When we say constant, it is number. Variable, these are letters or symbols that represent the unknown. So, si polynomial daw po is an expression wherein each term is a constant, pwedeng number, pwedeng variable or letters, or product of a constant and a variable, meaning pwede pong combination ng number at saka variable. Okay. Factor 3x minus 6. We have the following steps in factoring. 1. Get the GCF. Again, what is GCF? The greatest common factor. 2. Divide each term by the GCF. 3. Express the polynomial as a product of the quotient and the GCF. And 4. Multiply to check if the answer is correct. Okay, we have 3x minus 6. Step 1, get the GCF. And what is the GCF of 3x minus 6? We have 3. Then, divide each term. So we're going to divide 3x by 3. So 3 divided by 3, that is 1. What is left is x. Then we copy the sign, which is minus. Then divide 6 by 3. 6 divided by 3, that is 2. Then step 2, or step 3 rather, we're going to express the polynomial as a product of the quotient and the GCF. So our GCF is 3 and the quotient is x minus 2. And for step 4, we're going to multiply. Sino po yung multiply natin? The GCF. Okay, so multiply 3 times x, so that is 3x. Copy the sign, which is minus, and 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So we have 3x minus 6, and the factor is 3 times the quantity x minus 2. Next one, we have x squared y squared minus 3x y squared. Step 1, again, get the GCF. And what is the GCF of this? We have x, y squared. Okay, in the first term, we have x squared. In the second term, we also have x. And the smallest exponent for x is 1. Therefore, the GCF is x. If the exponent is 1, it is no longer written. And we also have the common, which is y squared. We have y squared in the first term and y squared in the second term. Therefore, the GCF is y squared, or the common factor rather is y squared. Then, step 2, we're going to divide each term by the GCF. Our GCF is xy squared. So, divide the first term by xy squared. So, x squared divided by x, you have x. And y squared divided by y squared is 1. So, what is left is x. We do not write 1 anymore. Okay, copy the minus sign. Divide the second term by the GCF. 3xy squared divided by xy squared. So you have there x divided by x, so that is 1, we cancel. And y squared divided by y squared is also 1. Okay, so 3 times 1 is equal to 3. Therefore, the quotient is x minus 3. Step 3, sabi po, we're going to express the polynomial as product of the quotient and the GCF. So we have xy squared times the quantity x minus 3. And for the last step, we're going to check if the answer is correct. Multiply now the GCF to x. So you have x times x, that is x squared, copy y squared, minus xy squared times 3 is equal to 3x y squared. Get? Okay, next. So when we say factoring, it is a process of breaking down a product into parts. It is also the reverse process of multiplying polynomials. Okay, factor the polynomial x cubed minus 5x squared plus 2x. So, first, we're going to find the GCF. Is there a GCF there? Yes. And the common between the three terms is x. So, ilalabas po natin si x. Then, step 2, we're going to divide each term by the GCF. So divide x cubed by x. So always remember that when we divide, we subtract exponents. So 3 minus 1 is equal to 2. So for the first term, we have x squared. Copy the sign, which is minus. So 5x squared divided by x equals 5x. Copy the plus sign. 2x divided by x is equal to 2. Okay, and then we express the quotient and the GCF as a product. Then for the last step, we're going to check whether our answer is correct. So multiply x times x squared, you have x cubed. So that is the first term. Copy the minus sign. X times 5x equals 5x squared. And you have plus x times 2 is equal to 2x. Okay, next one, we have the difference of two squares. Okay, when we talk of difference of two squares, okay, you have how many terms? There are two. Difference, meaning the sign in between is minus. Okay, I will give you 60 seconds to find the perfect square numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, timer starts now. Okay, time is up. And what are the perfect square numbers from 1 to 100? Okay, let's see. Okay, so over here, the perfect square numbers from 1 to 100, we have 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100. When we say perfect square numbers, we have 1. Mag-isip po ng isang number na pag i-multiply mo sa sarili niya, ang sagot ay 1. So, ano po yun? Okay, 1. So, you have 1 times 1 is equal to 1. Next, mag-isip po ng isang number na pag i-multiply mo sa sarili niya, ang sagot ay 4. So, that is 2. So, 2 times 2 is equal to 4. Okay, so we have there 3, 6, 9, 10. We have 10 perfect square numbers from 1 to 100. Okay, what are the conditions when we say difference of two squares? Okay, paano natin malalaman na ang given polynomial is difference of two squares? Tandaan po natin, meron po tayong dalawang terms. Okay, so it is in the form ax squared or a squared minus b squared. So ilan pong terms yan? Dalawa. Okay, so you have a squared tsaka b squared. And tandaan, sa gitna nito, ang sign ay minus. So when we factor difference of two squares, ito po siya. So, ang factor po niya ay dalawa. Isang sum at isang difference. So, we have A plus B times the quantity A minus B. Napakadali pong tandaan nito. Ganito po yung pattern niya. May isang positive or isang plus at saka isang minus. Pareho po ang laman ng first term at saka first term din po ng pangalawang factor. Ganon din po ang second term ng unang factor at second term ng pangalawang factor. Okay. We have the following conditions para malaman natin or ma-identify natin that the given polynomial is difference of two squares. 1, it has two terms. Again, tatandaan po natin, may dalawang terms. Number 2, the operation is subtraction. Okay. Sa pagitan po ng dalawang terms ay minus sign. The operation is subtraction. And number 3, both terms are perfect squares. So, dapat po ang first term at saka ang second term ay perfect squares. So, dapat po natin tandaan ang mga perfect square numbers. Okay, next po. Factor x squared minus 16. Again, let us identify the conditions, or if the conditions satisfies x squared minus 16 para masabi natin na siya ay difference of two squares. So it has two terms. Ilan po ang terms? Okay, dalawa. X squared at saka 16. Pangalawa, the operation is subtraction. Ano po ang sign sa pagitan ng dalawa? Minus. Okay, it satisfies our condition. And number 3, both terms are perfect squares. Okay, tingnan nga po natin. Yung first term natin ay x squared. Si x squared ba ay perfect square? Paano natin malalaman na perfect square ang variable? Okay, napakasimple lang po. Madaling tandaan. Masasabi po natin na perfect square ang variable kung ang exponent ay even numbers or divisible by 2. Tandaan, ang exponent ng variables ay even. Okay. Even ba si 2? Yes. And the second term, which is 16. Is 16 a perfect square? O, sige nga, mag-isip ka nga ng number na pag i-multiply natin sa sarili niya, ang lalabas ay 16. Ano yon? Yes, 4. Therefore, si 16 ay perfect square. So, si x squared minus 16 satisfies all the three conditions. So, we can now factor. Paano nga ba mag-factor ng difference of two squares? Simple lang po. We have step 1. Get the square root. Square root po nino. Get the square root of each term. Square root po ni x squared at saka square root po ni 16. Okay. So, ano po ang square root ni x squared? We have square root of x squared is x. And the square root of 16 is 4. Then, step 2, we have to express a sum and difference of two squares. Sum and difference of two squares. Ibig sabihin, isang positive or isang plus at isang minus. Okay? So, ang factor po ni x squared minus 16 ay x plus 4 times the quantity x minus 4. Naintindihan po? Okay, let's proceed. Factor 4x squared minus 25. Again, let us identify if this polynomial satisfies our three conditions. What are our conditions? 1, it has two terms. Ilan po ang terms? Okay, dalawa. 4x squared at saka 25. Number 2, the operation is subtraction. Okay, ano po yung sign in between? Okay, minus. And the third is, are the terms perfect squares? Perfect square po ba si 4x squared at saka si 25? Yes. Okay, therefore, si 4x squared minus 25 ay difference of two squares. Paano mag-factor? Step 1, get the square root. Okay, square root of the first term, so square root po ni 4x squared, and square root ni 25. Okay, nawala po yung square root sign ko sa 25. So, ang square root po ni 4x squared ay 2x, at ang square root ni 25 ay 5. Then, step 3, or step 2 rather, we have to express a sum and difference of two squares. So, you have there, 4x squared minus 25 ay 2x plus 5 times the quantity 2x minus 5. Siguro magtatanong kayo, ma'am, pwede bang 2x minus 5 times the quantity 2x plus 5? Yes, pwede naman pong magkabaliktad yun. Huwag lang parehas na minus at parehas na plus. Okay, isang plus at isang minus. Is there any questions? Okay, next. So, which of the following expressions represent a difference of two squares? A, C squared minus 18. B, C cubed minus D cubed. C, A squared plus 49. And D, C to the fourth power minus D to the fourth power. Okay, and the correct answer is D, C to the fourth power minus D to the fourth power. Okay, bakit po kaya si A ay hindi perfect or difference of two squares? Eh si first term naman po ay perfect square, isn't it? Yes. How about si 18? Perfect square po ba siya? No. Okay, sa B. C cube minus D cube. Bakit hindi siya difference of two squares? 1. Ilan nga pong terms? Okay, dalawa naman. 2. Anong operation? Minus. Minus rin siya. At ang 3 ay perfect square. So, take note, ano po bang exponent ng variable natin? Okay, C cube. C cube ba ay even number? No, kaya po hindi. Difference of two squares, C, B. Okay, for letter C. A squared plus 49. So, unang tingin siguro sasabihin nyo, ay perfect square to or difference of two squares ito. Bakit? Dalawang terms. Si first term ay A squared. A squared is a perfect square kasi even ang kanyang exponent. Si second term ay 49. Si 49 ay perfect square. But, take note, ang sign in between the terms ay positive. Kaya po, si letter C ay hindi difference of two squares. Kaya ang difference of two squares po dito sa apat is letter D. C to the fourth minus D to the fourth. Okay, is there any questions? Okay, if there's none, see you again next time. Bye-bye.